So what has been happening is that in early March, two community maps were presented, and these community maps has a higher Black voting age population in the district that we are now trying to make a majority Black district. That would be District 7. The mayor presented maps in February, and the Black voting age percentage in District 7 was 50.5. And to African Americans who are advocating for fairness and equity when it comes to these maps, we feel as though 50.5 is just a here y'all go, y'all should be happy with this. But our other majority Black districts, District 1, 2, and 3, they are over 60% Black. And so we feel as if some African Americans from those districts can be put into the new majority Black district so that it can be safe, because having it at 50.5 isn't necessarily the greatest, because there's a percentage of people in that 50.5 who don't have their rights to vote, who are felons, have felonies, they haven't had their voting rights restored. And so we want a new Black district that is sitting at like 53, 54%. So the new community maps sit at that. And we had organizations such as Stand Up Mobile and myself. We worked with this with SPLC to create maps that highlighted a stronger Black population in that new district. And so about 2 weeks ago, SPLC came down to our city council meeting and they presented these maps. And our city leaders were a little standoffish when it came to just acknowledging that there's more than one way to skin the cat. There's more than one way to draw these maps fairly. So we had a little hiccup, and SPLC went back to the drawing board, and they're going to come back and present the maps again. But the issue that we have been having is that you have leaders that are not even looking at the maps. And it's very discouraging, and you can tell that they're not looking at the maps. So at least, the least they could do is look at the maps, see what our argument is, what we're presenting, what the options are, and we work together to compromise to come up with a solution to a problem where everybody can be happy. And so the existing challenges and hurdles that we have are leadership pushing back and not being willing to work with us, not being open-minded, and wanting to combine redistricting with annexation. So Mobile's population is at about 186,000. And our city leadership, the mayor's administration, and a few city councilmen are pushing this narrative of, hey, we need to extend the city limits, extend the city bounds, and annex. Right now, we ain't taking care of everything within our own city limits. We have issues. We have issues that already exist. We have a shortage of police, and so our city is trying to extend the city lines while we're trying to redraw the lines, which makes no logical sense. The average citizen does not clearly understand redistricting. I'm still learning about redistricting, and so I know that our city leaders don't really understand a census tract, a census block. How many we have in our city? How many people are in a census tract or a block? How many census tracts or blocks are in their district? They don't have a clear understanding of this. And for them to want to mix the process with annexation, to me, it just hinders what we were trying to do, which was have a transparent process. And so we have been advocating for the processes to be totally different and separate from one another, because one is federally mandated, which is redistricting, and another one is just an option that the city wants to consider. Other major cities in our state, Huntsville, Birmingham, and Montgomery, have went through the redistricting process, and they've done it solo, and they have not had it done mixed with something else. And so that's our issue, fighting to keep the two processes separate to allow for transparency. When it comes to local leaders and redistricting, I'm just focusing on the city council because they will be the ones voting on these maps when redistricting comes back on the table. We really only have one city councilman that is solely fighting for us verbally all the time. We are getting pushback from one city councilman that's like, I don't want to discuss redistricting if we don't discuss annexation at the same time. And so it's a little disheartening, because to me personally, I feel like it's saying, hey, I don't want to do my job, or as if there's some other motives behind trying to mix redistricting with annexation. So we have a mixture of what's going on and what the local leaders are saying. But when it comes to the community local leaders, the only people that have been speaking and voicing their opinions to the city council and voicing their concerns have been individuals speaking in support of wanting a transparent process and speaking in support of the community maps. We have had no one come down to the city council and advocate for the mayor's map. And we have stated that at the most recent city council meeting. So after 4 months of advocating every Tuesday on behalf of fair maps, and within the past 2 months on behalf of the community maps, we might see someone come down and advocate for the mayor's map, but it could only be because we said something about, hey, we ain't hurt nobody. So I think that speaks volumes on what the community wants, and that the leadership should choose to work with the community, because as an elected official, you represent the constituents. Once again, I want to continue to encourage everyone to stay involved in the process, stay abreast, check out the news articles that are being written, watch what I post, hit me up if you have any questions. If you want to be vocal and you want to utilize your voice, I encourage you to sign up to speak at the city council meetings. They are every Tuesday at 10:30. If you have questions on what you should say, what you should be advocating for, feel free to hit me up, and I'm here to guide and mentor you along the way. We have to get involved in this process, because when citizens are silent, sometimes elected officials do what they think is best without taking our thoughts and our opinions and our considerations into their process of their decision making. So we just have to make sure we stay involved and continue to hold those who we elected to office accountable.